Dude, if I could be starting a business right now, holy bro, like there's so much upside that is just like the possibilities are infinite. 85% of everything that we do inside of Carroll Media now is AI first, from the copywriting to the creative to the systems and the processes. Artificial intelligence is a game changer.
So AI now, what if it could like learn the way you think, ingest an entire book, and then spit back out to you the golden nuggets and the way your brain understands it, so you can learn way faster?
It's your fear of raising prices and losing customers. That's the enemy, not the leads, not more from your website, not more follow-up funnels. It's getting over that mindset shift.
What's up? We're live on the Untrapped Podcast. I am your host, Keith Kalfas, and we have Coach Carroll from Louisville, Kentucky. He's built multiple multi-million dollar and multiple six-figure businesses. He's building this new secret AI thing that I'm curious to know if he can talk about it. He's a sales coach. He's a public speaker, a trainer. He's spoken all over the country. He spoke at my event, and I came to his event, the Ignite conference. And DJ is a master at managing his time and setting up healthy boundaries and understanding the difference between what is real and what's in your imagination. I've known him for several years. I've even reached out to him myself when I was having some inner conflict in between my business and personal space, and he helped me cut a line right through the fat and see the truth. And I'm really, really thankful for DJ. I've also walked, like he's the type of dude, like we were walking one time, he would never say this, but at an event, and there was like a homeless person, and he just pulls out $20. He's like, "Here you go." I'm like, was that a 20? He's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, and then another homeless person, he gives out another 20. And I'm like, this dude is amazing. He has a heart of gold. He's empathic, and he's the real deal. So if you want to learn about sales and you're tuning in right now, whether live or on the Untrapped Podcast show, thank you so much. And DJ Carroll, what's up, my brother?
Man. Appreciate it, bro. Hell of an intro. Thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to the listeners. If you guys have not subscribed and gave Keith his flowers for all the effort and energy that he puts into this podcast, please go do that before continuing listening. But excited to be here with you, man, for a little bit, and super excited to be with the listeners. It's my goal as Coach Carroll to weaponize the next generation of business leaders and their teams. And I do that through my advertising technology company and quickly becoming an AI company, Carroll Media. And so, yeah, man, excited to jam with you guys for a bit, talk a little bit about some entrepreneur shit and some artificial intelligence, because it's here. It's not coming anymore. It's here.
Boom. All right, so if you guys see me looking away from the camera for a second, I'm just making sure that we're live on all platforms and all the sound works and everything's good, everything's shared, and it looks like it's great. All right, so when you said turning into AI, this is very quickly happening. You said that with a little bit of confidence, like you're really looking at this thing and dedicating time to it. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, man. It's 2023, came around, and like Carroll Media, we've been in the advertising space and on social media for almost 10 years now. I ran my first Facebook ad in 2013, for those of you that don't know. And so like I've been a bit of a connoisseur, if you will, of these social platforms and how powerful they are. And I'm just seeing artificial intelligence, man. It's like giving me Facebook ad vibes in 2016. 2023, when like OpenAI hit and it kind of went public, it was almost like one of these like too good to be true type of thing. And like we went straight in on the creative side. I was like, put me a picture of a family in front of a house, and like the fingers were like Slender Man fingers. They were like super scary and long, and like the face was all droopy. And I was like, this thing's not what it's all jacked up to be. But now, like, dude, one of my team members the other day posted like a whole action figure set of Carroll Media team members that you can like unbundle in your business. And it's moving so fast. It's way faster than the internet. It's way faster than social media. And the reason why I categorize this in my new book that's coming out, The Hunter Head Game, I say that small businesses have been through 3 waves of technological advances. The first one, they all start with an A, so you guys can write these down. The first one was access, which means it was access to the information. You can find coaches. You can find guys like Keith Kalfas help you grow your landscaping business. You can come to me. I'll help you learn how to sell, right? You can go listen to Dave Ramsey, and he would teach you about money and finance. That was the access, right? That came in the early 2000s. Then social media happened, and that was probably one of the biggest things to happen for small business owners, and that was attention. And so with that, you could get more awareness or attention around your business. You could beat the drum a little louder, and it cost you a little less money, so you're able to get more customers, and small businesses have just been growing. I mean, look, TikTok is doing like this whole PR campaign right now on television where you turn it on, you see a TikTok ad, and it's like, my name's Monica with Monica Braids Hair, and like my small business runs on TikTok, right? It's like it's blown up these small businesses, right? And so what's coming last is artificial intelligence. That's what I believe is the third wave. And we'll ride this until probably 2030 when quantum computing becomes a thing. But artificial intelligence is a game changer. 85% of everything that we do inside of Carroll Media now is AI first, from the copywriting to the creative to the systems and the processes. We just launched Alli Voice. Alli's our AI platform. And I know I'm jumping right into this, Keith. I'm super excited, but like we just launched her on Easy Pro's phone system last week, and she's been freaking crushing it, man. She hasn't missed a single phone call. No customers had to go on hold, and not a single vendor that was trying to sell me some shit got through to me, right? And so buying back time, delivering better services, it's super powerful. We'll crack into it even more, but I'm just like super bullish for small businesses because this new dawn is happening, man, and it's here and it's real and it's right now.
You know, ever seen that scene in Superman when he gets pissed and he starts flying around the world? No? So I know you personally, bro, and I don't remember. Wait, I haven't seen you. Like, you're always real motivated. You're like,
yeah,
like you're fucking.
It's crystal clear. Think about this, Keith. I'll put it in terms like to your audience. I know a lot of them are in the green industry. It'll make this kind of sense. Imagine you just bought a brand new lawnmower and you're driving down the road and you see 3 different competitor trucks, right? You pass them. They're all in the neighborhood. You're going to your customer and you look over and it's like one guy's cutting with scissors and you're like, loser. The next guy's got like the wheelie mower, right? Like the push around that like chops it like in the 50s. And then the other guy's got a push mower and you're like, wow, dude, I got the new V-Ride or, the new X-Mark, right? It's like the excitement that you would have to go like, those bozos aren't competition. That's what I'm seeing right now because like our platform, what we're building on it, the tools that Alli can do, like the things that she can do for you. It's not software. It's not even AI, man. It's like she is like a superhuman that you're going to be able to put inside of your business to do the monotonous tasks that it's a pain in the ass to hire other people to do. And then guess what? If she's answering your phone, Alli doesn't have a bad day. She's not married. She doesn't have kids. So guess what? On a random Thursday, your office lady, Tina, that answers the phone, comes in. She had an argument with her husband about the kids, and it's no longer a fantastic day at Easy Pro. My name's Tina. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with, right? Which you've trained and drilled and rehearsed. And Tina, this is how we have to answer the phone every single time. It ain't like that on Thursday when she argues with her husband. It's, thanks for calling Easy Bros. Tina, how can I help you? Right? It's a different, and now, oh man, there goes our first impression of that customer. Because Jim Rohn says you never get a second chance to make a distinct first impression, right? And so I think it's so super important, and I think that's one of the first places we're going to come in and charge up businesses. We'll talk about the AI lead detection and stuff later, but man, it's powerful stuff, bro. So yes, I am fired up.
And you keep saying Alli, and you're tell a little more. Who is it? I know Alli's AI. Who's Alli?
Yeah, so when we decided that we wanted to move from just marketing services, right, being an ad agency, to being a software company, having a SaaS model, right? If you're not familiar with SaaS, it's software as a service. So SaaS, software as a service. And so like the software will do things for you. The most basic example I can give that you'll understand is QuickBooks or the CRM that you use, right? Like you probably, if you're a contractor, you don't use paper invoices anymore. That's pretty much been eliminated. Maybe Bob's Plumbing out in the middle of nowhere still uses paper invoices, but most people don't do that anymore. And so that would be software that you're paying for. And like for QuickBooks, for example, it does bookkeeping services, right? But it's actually the software doing it. It's not a person writing in a journal. And a lot of you young cats don't even realize, like, it's called cooking the books. When people cook the books, it's because there were multiple books. Like every one of your accounts and chart of accounts would have a book, right? And so there was a person that kept the ledgers. That doesn't happen. You use QuickBooks now, right? And it's like we just don't even think about it. So when we decided, like, hey, we're going to be a SaaS company, we want to transition to this model. There's a huge long laundry list of reasons why, but we wanted to transition. I said, okay, I want the app to have its own brand. I don't just want it to be like the Carroll Media app or what have you. And I think it was God's timing that this train of building a SaaS business and AI development, they were just on the tracks, barreling down at the same place. And so when we launched Alli, which is the app, the platform, in April of last year, I knew quickly, I was like, I want to get AI into this as fast as humanly possible. Anything and everything we can do to help small businesses, I want to do it. Because at the end of the day, dude, like, I'm a blue collar business owner too. Like, I still own Easy Pro, the power wash and window cleaning company, right? And it's like, you guys can go back. Keith's got tons of videos with me and him talking about that. And it's like, I'm a small business owner, so I just want to build shit that makes small business owners' lives easier. And if we can do that, right, that's awesome. And I also want to save them, because a lot of small businesses are going to go out of business in the not so distant future because AI and social media and the internet, they just didn't hop on. They didn't adapt fast enough. And if you remember what Darwin says, it's not the strongest, it's not the fastest, it's not the most skilled that survives. It's the one that can adapt. And so, I'm on a mission. My company's on a mission to save 10,000 small business owners from becoming extinct. We're calling it a rescue mission before it becomes a recovery mission. And we want to change that SBA statistic, that only 1 in 5 businesses are still around after 5 years.
Wow. That's deep, bro.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so how do you plan on doing that? What's your thought about doing that? You're already running your own businesses. How are you helping other businesses?
Yeah, so I mean, my Coach Carroll brand, I put out a shit ton of content. So like, if you're broke, you're just getting started, dude, I get it. I've been there. I found a newspaper clipping the other day, Keith, from when my dad and his 5 brothers and 6 sisters got taken away from my grandma. My grandpa had passed away. My dad, they were all still kids. Only 2 of them were over the age of 18. And she was trying to raise them on like less than $300 a month in like Social Security benefits. And so like the family services came in, they took all the kids away, took them to Marion County Jail and like washed them and fed them and everything. And I just like, I think back, man, I'm like, how traumatizing was that for my dad? And to see where he's come from. And now it's like, me wanting to make all the changes that I want to make to our family legacy. I think that's where it all comes from. It all comes from like, how can I help business owners? And so that's the Coach Carroll brand, is like giving back. Cause like, I know some people when they start, they don't have a ton of money. Not everybody's got a rich Uncle Larry that just writes them a check to start their first business. Right. And so my Coach Carroll brand, I put out a shit ton of content to help people with that. And so if you want free stuff, YouTube, socials, all that, I've got tons of content around business development and sales and business in general. But the tools that we're building, that's what I'm most excited about. So namely, now we've kind of changed it up. We don't really just kind of sell advertising services. The front door, if you will, is now Alli. Like, you come in, you get your Alli subscription. It's a 15-day free trial for $1. And her lead feature is AI lead detection. So you install a script on your website, and we can identify anonymous website visitors. So if you have a website, a landscaping website or a lawn care website, and maybe you're posting on Google, or you're running TV ads, or you're just beating the pavement, right? And so some people are finding you and checking you out. Alli can identify, we call them suspects, right? Because a prospect's somebody that like fills out a form or calls you. We call them suspects. Alli can identify those suspects on your website, give you name, phone number, email address, home address, and the website like URL they landed on, so that you have a better picture. It's called sales data. You now have some sales data around your suspect. And then, hopefully we can help you build a pipeline to get those to prospects and close the deal. And so we're super excited about that. We believe in it so much, and this is why I'm so excited about it, Keith. It's like, we have a $50 money back guarantee, which means that you sign up for a $1 trial for 15 days. at the end of 15 days, if we have not identified a single suspect from your website, we'll pay you $50. She's that good at identifying those leads. And then from there, the whole ecosystem of Alli, there's Alli ads, there's Alli voice, there's Alli nurture, there's Alli sync. So like if you're using the CRM that you use, Keith, that you do a bunch of the promo videos for, the name's slipping me right now, but what's it called? Jobber, that's it. We've done multiple integrations with Jobber where we take the lead straight from the website and pipe it into Jobber and then turn on sequencing that you've already got set up. So again, I think all this, dude, comes from me being a small business owner. Like, I've fought the fucking good fight. I'm still fighting a good fight, right? And so I'm like, it's kind of like Charles Xavier is also a mutant, right? Like, yeah, sure, he runs the X-Men school, but he's still a mutant too. And so it's like that's kind of where I'm at. Is like, I want to help entrepreneurs, man. I'm just bald and wheeling around in my wheelchair at the X-Men University for Entrepreneurs.
Wow, bro. All right, so take somebody's like, let's say they're running a landscape business. Say let's say they're doing $240,000. I'm just making up a number, and they're like, man, I need more lead. I need to raise my prices, but I need more leads so I can qualify more customers, so that I'm not afraid of losing clients by raising prices. So I need more leads to sift through. And one way is to start identifying customers that are visiting the website and bouncing. So when you identify them, does it automatically start running ads in front of them with a campaign in front of Facebook because they visited the website?
So I would tell you that your problem in your $240,000 a year landscaping business is not that you need more leads to qualify them so that you're not afraid to raise your prices. It's your fear of raising prices and losing customers. That's the enemy, not the leads, not more from your website, not more follow-up funnels. It's getting over that mindset shift. That's why I wrote the Hunter Head game. It comes out in June. It's like, it's literally nowadays, man. It used to be like, I just don't know how to run a business. I don't have the technical skills. I don't know what to do. I don't have the tool. That shit's gone, bro. Like, there are no gatekeepers anymore. The internet is wide the fuck open. Like, and here's what I love. Like, if you're using like a Chat GPT or a Claude, which is Anthropic's model, which I prefer sometimes over OpenAI. Like, even if you don't know what to ask it what to ask because you don't know, right? And so like that question right there is like, hey, I'm having a hard time raising the prices on my customers. I don't even know where to start or what to ask you to help me out. Like, I'm so lost. What would you tell me? Right? You don't even have to know the question anymore. And it'll be like, blah, 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 blah. Here you go. Would you like me to draft you an email that you could send to your customers? Right? Like, I mean, the thing is so powerful, man. I think right now we're in a shift where if you'll go from being the hunted to the hunter, there's never been a better time to start a business. Like, I love that I got my 18 years worth of knowledge in my head. I'll be 37 this year. It's like, I've been doing this a long time. But dude, if I could be starting a business right now, holy shit, bro. Like, there's so much upside that is just like, the possibilities are infinite. I saw an article the other day, Sam Altman, the guy that created OpenAI, him and his buddies joke around in their group chat about, I wonder who will be the first $1 billion a year company that only has one person in it. Right? Because they know it's possible. It's possible with AI. You know what's going to happen, man. It's even hard for me. Like Willow, my daughter's 2. My son will be here in a couple of weeks. My wife's going to be having him. And to me, I'm like, my kids are going to grow up in a world where AI models, let's just call them that. What do you want to, maybe they're humanoid robots, maybe they're in glasses, maybe they're in earbuds, who knows? But AI models will exist and suffocate them to do nothing but help them, right? Like, I can imagine a day, Keith, where Willow looks at me and says, Daddy, tell me about living in the 1900s, like where you guys had to order food without, Alexa, right? Well, tell me about when you had to call the restaurant to make the reservation and like somebody actually answered the phone. Like, it's going to be a completely different world in another 20 years, man. It's just wild to think that we're living through that right now.
Bro. So then an extremely important thing to do is, if you're not already, start interacting with AI as much as possible and get on ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I went on ChatGPT and started asking it a bunch of now I'm just talking to it. I'll actually use the voice record and I'll talk blah 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 for like 2-3 minutes, and then it'll ingest all the data and it'll spit out what's going on, and then I'm drafting business plans, mapping stuff out. I can even give it my psychological head trash around a problem I'm having, and then it'll say, "Oh, it must be tough to feel that way. I could tell you put in a lot of hard work," and it's like empathizing with you and shit.
Empathetic. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. So then I'll go down, and now I'm choosing to. What the heck?
Here's some of the results that people have gotten who've taken the courses that are.
Whoa, 1 second. My phone is talking. Okay, so the my train of thought was,
You're talking to the AI platforms.
I kind of like this interesting thing. I really think about, like, how when you I've read like 450 books now. When you read a book, you kind of like sort through what helps you the most. But I guess three quarters of most books I read are like, okay, and then I'm hoping to find 4, 5, 6, or 3 or 4 golden nuggets. And very rare, 1 out of 20 books is actually like, wow. And some of these books that other people say are like the best books of all, I listen to these books, I'm like, I only got 2 golden nuggets out of the whole book. How are people saying this book's so amazing? Like, so AI now, what if it could like learn the way you think, ingest an entire book, and then spit back out to you the golden nuggets and the way your brain understands it, so you can just literally, like, it generatively learns and communicates to you just the points that make the most sense to your brain, so you can learn way faster. You know what I'm saying?
What if you gave it, like, I use McQuaig assessments like for personality assessments, but like, what if you gave it, like, if you took a Myers-Briggs or a DISC or whatever, like, what if you gave it those assessments and you're like, hey, ChatGPT, here's who I am, now communicate with me more clearly. And it's like, certainly, right? Like, I mean, it takes seconds for it to vectorize and interpret that. Yeah, man, it's wild. I'll tell you, one of the custom GPTs I've built is I took like probably, I don't know, 20 of my best sales calls that I've done, right? And I took the transcript. I basically created knowledge bases. I gave it the raw transcript, but also gave it a knowledge base so it's better formatted. And I've instructed her to be basically like Coach Carroll. And so we have this Alli sales coach that when my team gets done having a Zoom call with a client, they take the Zoom transcript and they feed it back to Alli, and they're like, hey, coach me. And it's like, well, here's 5 things you did really, really well. Here's 5 things you probably could have improved on. Like, oh, you forgot to ask for the referral because it was a current client. Or, to your empathy point, one of the ones I saw with one of my team members, it was like, hey, you were meeting with Ashley. She seemed a little uneasy about the content she's been posting. So if you would have wrapped the call up in a more encouraging manner, like, hey, you keep posting that content, you're doing a great job, we'll keep the momentum moving on our side, that would have maybe translated to more trust in the relationship. It's like, fuck, like it's like now you're getting not just sales training, like that's communication, that's soft skills. And that's what everybody says the AI wasn't going to be able to do, right? Everyone's like, well, I mean, it's a robot. Sure, it's all knowing, all seeing, but like, it's not a human. It doesn't have empathy. I'm like, bullshit. You call the Easy Pro phone number, dude. Alli's programmed on my phone system. We're enthusiastic to have this customer calling us today, right? That's in her knowledge file. So when she answers the phone call, I'm trained. This is why I'm going to win, Keith, is because I'm training this shit with human-like characteristics. Her brand knowledge file is 16 pages. I hired a professional, like personal brand consultant to come in and help us build the brand just for Alli. Like, this shit ain't just ones and zeros in tech anymore, bro. Like, it's what you garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out. That's why I think we're going to win. I've tested some of these guys that, oh, we have a phone agent. It's like, yeah, 3 questions in, man, the thing's stuttering and like talking about some shit that's not even relevant to your business, right? I had one guy today. I mean, he's on a CRM company and they have one that they try to roll out. And he was like, well, I don't need it to collect email. That's kind of like invasive. I'm in a country area. Just get the name and the phone number. They're like, oh, sorry, we can't do that. That's how it's programmed in. I was like, what? Come on, man. So yeah, it's going to be a game changer, dude. And it's not coming anymore. It's here. Imagine if you had an AI person that never missed another phone call. Like, I've tried them all. I've tried all of the answering services. Sure, they answer it, but then they put the customer on hold for 3.5 minutes and the customer hangs up. Oh, sorry, we were in peak season. I don't care. I'm paying you to answer my phones. Answer the fucking phones, right? AI is going to eliminate all that. The excuses are gone, man.
Wow. And quick side note for people listening right now, if you're like, wow, this guy is really up on all this stuff. How is he finding the time? Listen, you're going to hear more and more guys talking about this, and you're going to fall behind. This is what you do while you're at work. If you're working or you're not talking to a human or you're on a machine or a mower or a power washer, put your Bluetooth headphones in, go to audible.com, go buy the book, The AI Driven Leader, start listening to that book right away. Go on YouTube and type in stuff about AI, podcasts about AI, how service business owners are using AI, and get the YouTube Premium app for like $10 a month. So you can turn your phone off in your pocket and listen. And this next 90 days, just go all in and learn everything you can about from AI. Then every single night, instead of scrolling on social media, go to ChatGPT and start communicating it, and make sure that you're doing it and putting the iterations in. Because if you don't do it, then what happens?
You get left behind, bro. And somebody else is going to win, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. You go out of business and they win. Welcome to a meritocracy. Welcome to entrepreneurship, man. It's the fucking jungle. My book is called The Hunter Head Game, not the fairy little merry-go-round, right? Like, we got to set the stage right. Like, we can all hold hands and sing Kumbaya at the campfire, man. That's not how business works. And the market doesn't give a shit. I asked ChatGPT, Keith, the other day, I said, how many hours do you think I've been working with you? And it was like, checking. And by the way, I'll give you guys a little cheat code. When you log into ChatGPT, it puts you on the 4.0 model. Go to the 03 mini or the 03 model if you want more in-depth answers. If you just want fast response, you just want to talk to it, 4.0 is better. But like if you really wanted to think on something, and yes, it will think. You go to the 03 model, it'll say like gathering information, formulating a response, checking cited sources. Okay, here's your answer, right? So like it's thinking and pondering, right? Freaking game changer, man. But I just, yeah, I'll stop right there. We got to keep the podcast flowing. It's like, I get so excited about this stuff, man.
No, everything you've been saying this whole time, I'm imagining it and listening. It's all good. I asked
ChatGPT, how many hours do you think? And I asked it like formulated. It was like based on the conversation start time, end times, between 300 and 400 hours is what I've spent on ChatGPT. Not learning about it, not going to seminars about it, not talking to friends about it over cocktails, actually fucking using it. It's how I edited the book, The Hunter Head Game. I've been working on that manuscript for 10 years. You know that, Keith. I've been working on that book forever, bro. And so I was like, hey, could it do this? I had almost 500 pages of manuscript written, just raw content where questions come up. I answer them, all the things I thought the small business owners should know, all the lessons that I'd tabulated in the past decade. I would just keep working on this raw manuscript. It helped me formulate chapters along with my editor. I did hire a human editor that's got a PhD, so that like I'm dyslexic, so I wanted it to make sense if a studious person read it. And so she helped me like understand it. But dude, like it helped me make sure chapters flowed. It would help me, like I would prompt it. I would give it kind of like the block of manuscript I wanted for that chapter. One of them is carnivore camaraderie. And so it talks about the law of association. And so I was like, what could I add to this? Or what questions do you need to ask me to make this better? And so it'd be like, here's 5 questions. It's like, could you tell me a story or a time when this happened or that happened? And it was like, one time it was like, can you tell me a story about you were around people you shouldn't be? And I was like, yeah, my cousin that got shot at a drug house. Like dudes came up, they kicked in the door and like, boom, there, like he's dead. He's not with us anymore. Right. So I told it this whole story. And then I was like, you know what? I don't have this writing ability, but could you write this as if it was like some novel, really draw them in? And dude, the chapter opens with like, the street light was dim, the foggy 9 o'clock air soaked the front porch as the front porch light twinkled. Some people said they heard the footsteps. Some people said it happened so fast they couldn't. Right? I mean, like draws you in, man. Stuff I would never be able to write. And so what I've done is it's allowed me to create better art. right? And somebody right now is listening is like, well, then you didn't really write that book, DJ. Like, yeah, you manuscripted that. Listen, that would be like telling Leonardo that he didn't paint the Mona Lisa, that the fucking paintbrush did, right? It's not about the tool. It's about the creator behind the tool. And the tool is only as good. ChatGPT didn't wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like, oh, I think I'll write a book called The Hunter Head Game. It'll be 10 chapters about, like, no, it had to have my input. And so that's why I said, man, like, there's a big portion of the population is like, oh, the internet's going to level the playing field. Social media is going to level the playing field. The artificial intelligence is going to level the playing field. It's not. It's knocking it further and further and further out of disproportion, because the people that are adapting and using it, they're taking these quantum leaps ahead of their competition.
Dude, I just love talking to you, bro. It's great because I already know the thoughts going on in my head when I'm running my business and everything going on. And it's you're a breath of fresh air, man. And
Appreciate
just to
that,
listen
man.
to you talk, it's very mind expanding. So we actually when we were in the Equip Expo, we took a trip to your house and we did a tour and we asked you 12 questions for Entrepreneur Shop Tour series. That's all finally coming out now soon.
Nice.
on YouTube and everywhere. So I'll share that with everybody.
Nice. That was a good time. That was fun.
That was a freaking amazing, bro. So give me a snapshot right now in this, like 90 days and 90 days from now or whatever. Like what's going on right now? What are you working on right now?
Yeah. So, we're pushing hard with a go-to-market strategy for the Alli $1 trial. And so, looking to try to get 100 people signed up on that for the Alli detection so that, we can get feedback, customer feedback, further the proof of concept and make sure that everything that happened in beta testing works. From there, the voice stuff, dude, I'm just like, God, man, I'm playing on Sundays and Saturdays and like 2 o'clock in the morning. Like I can't get enough of it, man, building this because I'm so excited. And I guess, and again, I think it's because I'm a small business owner. I know what it means to a small business to not miss a single phone call, right? Like if you'd never miss another phone call, that's a couple more deals a month. And a couple more deals a month is the difference between your kids getting like 2 pairs of shoes this year, like one in the spring, one in the fall, or like you only get 1 pair of shoes for school, right? Like it's the difference between like taking the vacation or kind of taking a vacation, right? Like, it's like, I can remember like when we had vacations, like they stick out in my mind, like, man, we went to the beach, and then it was like, and then sometimes like we went to Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana. And like, that was the vacation, right? It's like, to me, man, I just know the fight that a lot of small business owners are fighting. And I think we're going to build this suite of products, these services that Alli can do that are all these like low level tasks that either you don't have the mental capacity to handle, like, cause they're technically hard, or you don't have the capital to hire somebody to do it. Or even if you do have the capital to hire somebody, you're just like, you're tired. They're like low level task, right? I made a post yesterday or day before yesterday on Facebook that was kind of rubbed some people the wrong way, I guess. I said low dollar VAs will be a thing in the past in 24 months.
I saw that.
Because anything that you're paying a Filipino VA to do right now for $7 an hour or less, you're going to have an AI agent that'll do it. The UI UX of software, like what you see when you log into something, that's going to go away. Like I'll paint this picture super clear for your audience, Keith. So again, Jobber, right? We'll give them some name play on this episode. Shout out Jobber. Let's do a deal. Jobber gets to the point where you get done with your business. You got to go in, push a button, job complete. Like, cool. Maybe there's some automation flows. Like, imagine if you're just like, hey, Siri, the job on 123 Main Street's done, right? And like Siri goes, no problem. Invoice is sent. Email follow up in a couple of days. I'll phone call them tomorrow with my AI voice to make sure they're happy with the service. And I just text them a link to your Google to make sure that you're getting a review, right? Like the speed at which businesses are going to be able to operate will be game changer. In my business, it's already happening. Last year, we took our creative that we were doing, right? Like every quarter, we like swap creative for all of our hundreds of clients that we run Facebook and Instagram ads for, right? Like top of funnel brand awareness ads. One of the best in the business at it. But this was a heavy lift, dude. It took like 2 people, 3.5 weeks, every single quarter. It was super just, like it's just a heavy lift. We're using AI to do that now. It takes 1 guy 2 days. Imagine having a project that used to take 2 guys 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, and now it takes 1 person 2 days. What's that do for my business? Enterprise value goes through the fucking roof. So yeah, man, I'm super bullish on it. That's what we're working on the next 90 days, probably just trying to get my son earth side and taking some time off and spending some time with the family and tending to the garden a little bit. Springtime, here on the farm in Kentucky. So
that's freaking awesome. And another thing is you do live on property, so you can go out and walk in nature. And
yeah, man,
it's extremely healthy also for your psychology. So you have this nice balance, like the AI stuff, and then you have nature.
Yeah, it brings me back, balances me, because I'm like in front of screens and AI all day long throughout the week and sometimes on the weekends. But yeah, planting the garden. We set out 10 Arapaho and 10 Apache blackberry sets, so of plants, and we just set out another 20 thornless blackberry bushes. We've got another like 10 raspberries, 10 black raspberries that we're setting out. My long-term goal is like I want to have a farm that's profitable, because most farms aren't profitable, but I want to have a farm that's profitable, but not from like selling fruits and vegetables in like a little stand in the Kroger parking lot. I actually have an idea that I think I can work through photographers, and they could bring people out to like rent the farm to shoot pictures and do like a U-pick. So it's like, hey, let's get our, engagement photos. Well, also let's like pick some apples and some cherries and some blackberries and go stand in the sunflower field while we do it and get our pictures taken. So that's the long-term goal here at the farm. We're still a couple of years out from it, but we're working on it.
That's crazy. I had this dream idea of having a piece of property and building a luxury barndominium that has like a whole kitchen, and it has bathrooms, and it has even like a guest house and all this. And not only can you use it to throw live mastermind events, you can also use it for social media and filming, and also you can rent it out for like parties and weddings and stuff. So the thing is just turning over money all the time you're not using it, and it's on your property, which you're also, it's off to the side, but it's generating extra revenue. They're multiple purpose. Anyways.
Yeah, man. You know me, I love real estate. We've got 70 units, a little over 70 units, mainly all Section 8 rentals, and got the farm now, and got some single family houses that aren't Section 8. It's not all Section 8, but yeah, I love real estate, man. I think it's part of the equation, part of the plan. I love my blue collar business. One thing I love about washing houses and apartment buildings is robots will never be able to spray water, right? They got some drones that do it, but they're like 40 or 50 grand. They're just not feasible. But everything goes to shit and AI takes over the world, at least I'll be able to grow some food on my property. I won't go hungry.
Bro, so where can everybody find you?
Anywhere online, hashtag Coach Carroll, CARROLL, just like you see it here on the screen if you can see it. Go to coachcarroll.com. That's where all my free resources are. All the socials are there. So I just try to drive everybody there. If you're just getting started, man, pick up my book, Phenomenal Phone Calls. It's out already. It's been out for years.
I read that book. It's great.
Killer, man. If you don't know anything about sales, I literally condensed everything I know about closing deals over the phone into about 44 pages. We'll send it to you. Just pay the shipping and handling. Other than that, man,
phone calls.
Yeah, phenomenalphonecalls.com is where you can grab that, or you can just go to coachcarroll.com. There's a link on there. But yeah, and then let's stay connected. So as you guys can grab the Hunter Head game, comes out middle to end of June. So
it says this is a podcast for the people listening right now. Yeah. Where's your podcast?
Yeah, so if you're digging the podcast, you enjoy it. Keith's been on mine as well. The Sales Factory. Again, go to coachcarroll.com, CARROLL.com, and we will. It's got a banner right there. You can just click on it. It'll take you listen to it on all the major podcast platforms. The Sales Factory.
Love it.
Yeah, baby. Thanks for having me on, Keith. This was fun, dude. I appreciate you, and hopefully your audience got some good takeaways, some good nuggets. Tweet me, text me, shoot me a message or whatever. Let me know what you got out of this event. I literally just now seen the comments tab, so I apologize that if anybody, somebody said not Section 8. Sorry, I would have been a little more interactive with you guys, but hopefully you all enjoyed it.
DJ, thanks for being on the Untrapped Podcast. Everybody check out his social media channels and the Sales Factory, his podcast, and see you guys next time.
All right. Take care, guys.
Later.